Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Gremlins Spider Gremlin from NECA Toys. That's right, this is the one figure all Gremlins fans have been waiting for years, and NECA has finally delivered. Let's check this guy out. As you can see, the Spider Gremlin comes in a fully enclosed box that just has some really nice photography of the action figure right there on the front. Flipping it over to the backside, we get a brief description of the Spider Gremlin character, and we also get a really cool shot straight out of Gremlins 2, featuring the Spider Gremlin figure approaching the Rambo version of Gizmo. Now, upon removing this from the packaging, you will notice that there is some minor assembly required here. All 8 of the Spider Gremlin's legs are detached, so you will have to pop those in place. They are all just on ball joints, and there are 2 shorter legs which are meant to go in the front, and 6 of the longer legs which will be the back legs of the Spider Gremlin. Now, the ball joints are a little tough to attach. As you can see, they're very tight, and just applying some pressure doesn't necessarily pop them in place. I had to grab a hairdryer and I put it on a low setting and just kind of warmed up the joints a little bit, and that allowed me to pop all of the legs in place very easily. So it's a little trick that you might want to keep in mind when putting this guy together. That way you don't have to worry about breaking him or anything like that by accident by pressing too hard. The good news is once you get all those legs assembled, they're nice and tight in the joints there, and they make for an incredibly cool monster of an action figure. Just look at how incredibly massive this guy is. Taking measurements of him, he stands about 9 inches tall when in a standard pose. The length from the back of the abdomen all the way up to the head is a good 10 inches long. And in that same standard spider pose, measuring across from leg to leg, it's about 12 inches. So this guy is massive, and he is going to absolutely tower over your other Gremlins, and especially over poor little Gizmo. Now, once again, NECA has nailed the details on this guy. He has an amazing sculpt and a beautiful paint job that perfectly captures the look of the character straight out of the films. Just look at all of the great greens and tans and blacks all just kind of mixed in there, some great spots running up his arms, the amazing design seen on his ears. You've got awesome red spikes running off the top of his head and down his back. And then you've got that awesome spider design. You can see the way the thorax and the abdomen are designed looks very creepy and very ferocious. And just like all of the other Gremlins figures, there's this really nice shine to the paint there that kind of makes his skin look almost reptilian and slimy, which gives the overall look an incredibly realistic feeling. And this guy doesn't just look nice, there is also a great amount of articulation seen here. So let's go ahead and check this guy out. Just like with a lot of the other Gremlins figures, he's got a nice double joint at the neck there, so the head can turn left and right and roll all the way around as well as move up and down. He also has a hinged jaw, so the mouth can open and close. He's got nice ball-like joints at the shoulders there, so the arms can go forwards, backwards, and move up and down. He's got swivels right above the elbow as well as a standard elbow bend. He's got ball joints at the wrist that allow the wrist to roll all the way around, as well as hinged joints, so the wrist can move up and down. He's got a nice torso crunch there all the way at the bottom of his abdomen, so you can move the top half of the Spider Gremlin there up and down. And then going down all the way to the abdomen there, you can see that it's on a ball joint, so it rotates all the way around, kind of rolls around, and get some great poses off of it there. And then that's going to bring us to the 8 spider legs, all of which are ball jointed. So they're all ball jointed at the front. The 2 legs in the front are the shorter legs, so you have a single ball joint cut there where the legs bend, so you can roll them all the way around, you can swivel them, and then all of the additional legs in the back have a second ball joint as well. So you can really kind of get this guy standing upright, make him a little bit taller. You can spread his legs out a little bit more. The legs don't completely straighten out. They're always going to have little bends at the joints, but it's incredibly impressive how well they really do articulate. Now, you can stand this guy up and you can put him in some dynamic poses with those legs, but one thing to note is that the weight of this figure does cause them to slightly start buckling under the pressure. So the other good news is that this particular figure does include a figure stand. It's got a nice square black base with a clear rod that plugs right into the bottom of the figure there. And this is going to help him stand upright so you don't have to worry about those spider legs ever buckling under the weight of the figure. Another cool thing about that stand is it's going to allow you to get some really cool dynamic poses. You can pose those front legs upwards as if he's lunging towards Gizmo, or you can find some great poses with the legs just spread out or standing upright. As an additional accessory, he also comes with the little vial of blue liquid that turned him into the Spider Gremlin. And he can hold onto it in his hand so you can pose him holding it, or of course you can just set it on the ground next to him. It's a fun little accessory and makes perfect sense to come with this particular figure. Now we get a shot of this guy standing next to Gizmo so you can really see the size difference there. And if you've got that Rambo Gizmo, which unfortunately I don't, but it's going to be perfect for displaying with this particular Gremlin so you can recreate a scene right out of Gremlins 2. And posing the Spider Gremlin right alongside some of the other amazing Gremlins figures from NECA really helps to complete that collection and make for an awesome display on your shelf for all Gremlins fans. We've waited a long time for the Spider Gremlin, and I can honestly say it was absolutely worth the wait. The only minor thing I've got about this guy is the fact that the legs are a little hard to assemble, but like I said, if you use the hairdryer trick, it's very easy to pop those in, and the good news is that they're nice and tight after that, and you don't have to worry about them falling apart or anything. The entire figure is very well constructed. It's very solid, it feels nice and sturdy, it's got great articulation, a beautiful sculpt and paint job, and he just looks absolutely ferocious. Being a fan of the Gremlins figures, it feels great to finally have this guy to display up on my shelf to tower over the rest of the collection. The Spider Gremlin from NECA Toys will be hitting online stores soon, and you definitely don't want to miss out on this guy. So happy hunting! And until next time.